Paranormal. It is described as anything that is beyond or contrary to what is deemed scientifically possible. Thousands of stories relating to paranormal phenomena are found in popular culture, folklore, and the recollections of several individual subjects. This is the story of Ben and his personal experience with the paranormal.
It all started back during my freshman year of high school. I was sleeping over at my friend's house, and we decided to go explore the woods behind his house. And, I grabbed my pocket knife and he grabbed his flashlight, and we were ready for an adventure. So we started heading out there, and as soon as we got into the woods, he just kind of casually mentioned to me, these woods are haunted. And I was thinking, yeah, right. I would believe that kind of stuff. I'm a pretty practical person. When I see something, I'll believe it. So we keep on going through the woods and we get to this clearing. And let me tell you, it was pretty much the most perfect night. There were, a couple clouds in the sky, and then there were stars everywhere. And it just illuminated this field in this eerie bluish green glow. And, we made it around the edge of the clearing and got to the path, because our end goal for the night was to the cemetery. So we started walking up this path, and as soon as we stepped from the clearing into the woods, it turned pitch black. And then we started walking up the hill, and that's when we heard it. Now, the noise that I heard is pretty much indescribable. You can't describe it, but let's say theoretically, someone came up to me with a gun and was like, describe the noise. Well then, I would have to say it's the combination between somebody coughing and somebody laughing. But not like a normal laugh, like a sinister laugh. Like a blood-churning, upside your head, smack in your face kind of laugh, like the one that really chills you to your bones. So I stop, and I stop my friend in front of me, and he turns around. And then we hear it for a second time. And this time it was even louder. And I knew that he heard it too, because his eyes widened, as if he'd just gotten stabbed in the back. So there we are, paralyzed with fear, when we hear it for a third time. And this time, it was even louder, and accompanied by a footstep right next to us. So me and my friend, we turn around, and we get out of there as fast as we can, hoping to God that whatever this thing is doesn't follow. So we get back to the road, and the only thing we can talk about was how indescribable this noise was, and how nothing on earth could have made it. We couldn't think of an animal or a human or any sound recording equipment that could produce this noise, because it was more than just the noise. It was the entire feeling that was associated with it. So, we get back to his house and we decide to do a little investigation into what actually happened. So we type in Haunted Places, Illinois, and we go to my hometown Lockport. And then we look through and we find Legion Park, which was the park we were in. And we read through the paragraph, and it said something like this. Legion Park was one of the first pioneer settlements, and that during the day, people have reported hearing a voice in a dull undertone. And at night, always go in a group, because it is said that a witch calls for her followers in an indescribable language. Okay, I've probably told this story 100 times. And the reason I tell it so many times is that it makes it less real for me. Don't you know how people, they'll come back from the war and their therapy is talking about what happened? Because every time they say what happened, it becomes less of a memory and more of just words of a story that they tell. But then every now and then, I'll get a friend who will be like, hey Ben, let's go back to Legion Park. So I'll take him and we'll go the same way I went that first time. And when you go there back in person, little things pop out to you that you don't talk about in the story. There's the smell of the woods, the wind blowing through the trees, the sights and sounds that you really can't capture in words. And then that just gets me freaked out all over again. So before that night, I never believed in the supernatural. And I don't know what happened, and every time I go back, I hope to find out what it was. But until then, I am a believer.
Ben's story is one of many reasons that I believe in the paranormal. Paranormal isn't just ghost stories. It's real stories that are happening every day all around the world. Ghosts, spirits, dark energy, UFOs. There's too much evidence out there to believe that there isn't something else out there. So my question for you is this. After this story, maybe your own personal experiences, do you believe in the paranormal?